question to him. Why you chose to celebrate my body of work?
Well, first of all, Pam is the first African-American actress that we've ever done a pretty much almost complete retrospective of here at
Thank you.
And that wasn't the only reason, too.
He brought some funk.
Some funk,
some
yeah,
funk.
some funk to Lincoln
To
Center.
Lincoln
yeah.
Center.
Try to break it up a little bit, the seriousness of it, you know. So take us on a journey back
Oh.
to 1972 and tell us about the Big Bird Cage.
Well, Roger Corman was trying to convince me to leave my 5 jobs. I wanted to get into film school, and I was an out-of-state student. And I was a child of the women's movement of independence. And I knew that if, I am the master of my ship, I need a degree, I need to take care of myself, I want to be independent. So I had left Colorado and I was out in Los Angeles, met Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was trying to convert me to Islam and get me to marry him. Y'all know the story, you read the book. And he's becoming a Milwaukee Buck, a professional basketball player, a baller. And, the theory, the dog would be marry and have as many children, so I knew I wouldn't be able to continue my education. But I wanted to become a filmmaker, and there wasn't a film school in Colorado, so that I came out for that. And, men try to, wine you and dine you and swoon you, and it wasn't working. Then Roger Corman said, I got a role for you. When I worked at an agency, and one of the agents, my fairy gay mother, John Gaines, said, hey, you want to be an actress? I said, we got you out here, but what happened was they saw me in a beauty pageant. I was Miss India, made up, sorry, jewel. And when I came to Los Angeles as a starving student, I wasn't so gorgeous. I had, they invited me to dinner, the agents. I had on no makeup, squeaky clean. They said, wear your best. It was my Sunday go to meeting. I had gloves, a pillbox hat, Jackie O, some very hazy stockings. And I walked into the restaurant and they all went, this is the sexy, beautiful actress, the woman you want to be an actress. And I failed that test. So I said, okay, I'm not going to be that actress. I'm going to get my jobs. I'm going to be a film student. I'm going to be a part of the crew. That's what I want to do. So finally, John Gaines was harassed by Roger Corman. They were looking for this in-your-face, raw, rustic actress. And John said, right here. Look at her. She doesn't have fingernails. She has a big fro. She's wearing Timberland boots and a flannel lumberjack shirt from Colorado. There's black people in Colorado? Really? And that intrigued them. So Roger thought that was very innocent, fresh, raw. And I had a tragic, it's not in the book. The publishers, and I'll fill you in later on the publishing world. After the first attack, that was very tragic in my life at 6, and then the second one when I was 19, and then the third one when I was in Los Angeles, a family mentor attacked me. And I could have been severely injured. And that moment was a transformation for me to fight, not be a victim. And I walked away, not unscathed. And that's the day I told John Gaines and Roger, I'll take that job. And I'll go to the Philippines. And I'll learn filmmaking. And I said, Roger, I can't be fired. I can't. My life depends on me getting a degree, getting into UCLA. And he says, I'll make sure you're not fired. He said, I want you to read Konstantin Stanislavski, The Actor Prepares. That was my Bible. So I said, Roger, I'll take it. I want to go away to the Philippines. I want to get away from all this madness, and I want to find out who I am. And from that first job in Stanislavski, I approached the role as if it was Chekhov in wet t-shirts. My nipples were courageous. And even today, Anne Hathaway had to apologize for her nipples at the red carpet. I don't get it. I'm still not understanding it. So that's how I started. And as you see the work, I brought this edge to the work. And I enjoyed it. Because some of the actors weren't learning their lines the night before or hadn't prepared. They were learning them that morning. And that wasn't what Stanislavski had taught me, was to be better prepared. And I'll have more choices and I'll be free. And he was right. And I still have that book. And that's been 45 years of work.
Her book is absolutely wonderful, by the way. I couldn't put it down. You know, I read it in 3.5 days, and it's a long time for a short book.
Yeah, it's
pretty,
280 pages.
yeah, it's pretty extraordinary.
It's raw. It took me 4 years to determine if I could survive writing my memoir and having to revisit moments that were very frightening and life-threatening. And so many people had known and heard, and they said, "You've got to write it. You have so much to share. It'll help others. Young power writers will read it and feel that they're not alone." And I did. It took me 4 years to do it. But let me tell you, Richard Pryor, he said I was crazier than he was when I put his horse in the backseat of my Jaguar to take to the vet. I did. Freddie Prinze was my Prince Charming. We dated when we met on the Irv Kupcinet show in '73, and he loved Broadway. He had studied theater and dance and ballet, and so the night we were getting dressed, and I was hosting the NAACP Awards before it went to television. See, my career is older than most of you in here. He bought me this fur coat, and I don't wear furs, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I put the fur on. And we dressed up and we danced and we did Fred and Ginger all to my house. And it's going to be a wonderful scene where you can see him who he really was and not the negative image that some people have portrayed him as. He was just a stunning young man and so talented. I was gone too soon.
You did 4 films with Jack Hill.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone thought we were, having sex or something.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not here, but I didn't want to take up the time, and people would think, oh yes, they were lovers. No, we weren't.
Okay.
I liked his sense of freedom for women, and how he would allow me to be really free. And he and Roger Corman, they loved European films and the freedom that they gave to women in their films. And I felt that. And it was a nice composite of exploration. And Jack would say, well, bring your nuances. We call it flavor today. Bring it. I said, well, where are the ribs? Okay, I was wearing fashion fair makeup, did my own fro. But he wanted us to be completely authentic and rich. And if you didn't bring it, you weren't working for them. And one night, I was cleaning up doing an internship. And in Roger's office, cutting film with Steven Spielberg and Francis Coppola, all hanging out. Martin Scorsese, Jonathan Demme, Michael Mann. They all came from the Roger Corman school of, hey, cut my film and learn. Next you know, they're just, all these incredibly talented people.
Well, we can go for a couple of questions. We're a little off on time because we miscalculated the running time of the film, so...
Yeah, Jack Hill's uncut version.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of what you saw.
So, does anybody have a question for Pam?